Just when you think you're out, they find a way to try to suck you back in. Because that's what leeches do. A leech is a parasite. And what they want to do in their only survival is to latch on to a host. And that's all they have. When people don't need them to survive, they need you to survive. That's what they do. It's a survival tactic. We saw Tammy Soda Maker go to all lengths. This man bragging, talking about he make $350 an hour. If you made $350 an hour, then what you doing this for? Oh, you making $350 an hour by doing this, being a parasite and a leech. Okay, then what charity foundations do you have in place, sir? Clearly you make good enough money to donate to charities, help the sick. What are you doing? Where's your work? I'm just asking because you're bragging when you're taking money from decent, hardworking people by using stereotypes and negativity of black people. Nobody else but black people. Because you're scared to talk about what's real. And see, the most of the people that support your channel, a lot of people believe, oh, these are black people that support the channel. No, your channel is pushed because you pay. Then you've aligned yourself with a bunch of people who are right-wing supporters who want to say the things you're saying but can't say them because they're white. So that's why they push you, Tammy. But then you go too far and get dangerous. Start saying stupid things. But it's funny to me how all your failures in life are supposed to be black people when you make your bones off of black people. So all your failures in life has all come from black people. But you keep dealing with black people. I don't understand it. You should talk about white people then. Go do their show. Why are you not over there with them? Oh, it's no money in that. Because I don't understand why people want to talk about black people as a problem, but deal with only black people. Go deal with the people you praise. Go deal with the people you look up to as God. We don't. Now, Tammy, let's get into this. Because I want to be clear, because I want to be done with all this nonsense. I don't really mention you anymore because you're a parasite. So I don't want to have anything to do with parasites. Now, you have failed at every single thing you have done. Failed. You tried to be a stand-up comedian. That's why you mad at Corey Holcomb and all these other people who are better than you. And you know who you blame for that? Black people. When he first bombed, this is his excuse. The first time you got on stage, thought you were funny, and bombed, you blamed black folks. When I was a comedian, I was on stage. I could see the white people were laughing and the black people wasn't because they don't understand comedy. But then when the white people weren't laughing and the black people weren't laughing, now it was also black people's fault. Oh, and the white people, they wanted to laugh, but they looked and saw that the black people weren't laughing, so they didn't want to be the people that didn't seem uncool to the black people, so that's why they didn't laugh. How about the fact of your ass just wasn't funny? You ever thought about that, Tammy? You wasn't funny. Go home, write better jokes, get better. But you didn't. You pouted and you blamed blacks for everything, and you failed. Yet again. Yet again. I can't make this up. I'm not that good. Paul Mooney voice. Now, Paul Mooney used to talk about guys like this. The people that wanted to be comedians. Him and John Witherspoon, both rest in peace, used to be the gatekeepers. And they were like junkyard dogs for Richard Pryor. But what they was really trying to do was to see who could stand up through all of their harassments. Who could withstand that? Because if you could withstand them two and be able to come back against them, then you got a future. You could be the one to come through. We're not going to put you on stage and let you get up there and embarrass yourself and just boo and get the crowd all dulled out and angry and into that frenzy. We want everybody to kill it. That was their motivation. But you wouldn't have made it. So you fail at that. You fail at everything. And you're mad Kwame Brown, a former NBA basketball player, can get on YouTube and be better than you than. I'm like, how did that even make sense? He get on YouTube and we're not talking about views. See, that's what Tammy gets himself confused with. When I was getting more views than you, Tammy, I didn't care about the views because I didn't have to pay for them. You did. People spend money to sabotage me, not the other way around. They got to try to stop me rather than improve themselves. They think if I can sabotage this guy, then people are going to blow me up. That's the crab in the barrel mentality. When YouTube is big enough to where everybody can eat, everybody still want to try to have everything for themselves. And then you got characters such as you, Hassan Campbell, academics that breed people like Fresh and Fit, and all these other people who just want to blow so bad. These people go as far as to sucker just to make it. Because they all talk hits and views. That's it. I get 400,000 views. I get this many views, I'm on. If I get that many views, yeah, I made it. If I get this many subs, I'm almost there. When I hit that many subs, I'm good. Says who? Says who? I've never seen people so worried about hits and views, rather than what the hell the actual videos that you're putting out is saying. Notice they never focus on what they're saying in the videos, what they're actually talking about. It's like, well, what do you talk about? What is your movement? What is your goal? What do you do? What is your videos about? Tammy, for the past 5, 6, 7, 8 months, your videos have been 95% Kwame Brown. And you ask yourself, who is the troll? Who's the one attaching themselves to somebody? You are. Taking little shots at me, but not saying my name. Hey, that's perfectly fine by me. You know better. I give you credit. You know better. You know when to stand down and step back. I'm just saying, just do it. Don't make that mistake. Just don't do that. Because I know when you saw all the pictures that I had, it got your attention. Oh, I felt it. It got your attention. So I have no problem, Mr. 3428, and moving down this road. But we are past you. We are not thinking about you. All right? So be gone with it. That's all you got to do. Be gone. Be on your way. And just remember, it's not nice to fool with me.
I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is.
Yep, I know it ain't who I think it is. Hassan Campbell, the man who said all of these outrageous things about Kwame Brown, a man who came out and had an axe, called his father a murderer, said all of these crazy things. I know that ain't who I think it is. That then jumped on that screen when I was at that girl's house and she put that up on the screen. I said, I know that ain't who I think it is. But it was who I thought it was. And to listen to you sit up there and say those words out your mouth. And everybody was like, hit the link, Cino. Hit the link, Cino. Had I hit that link, that would have took the conversation to a whole nother place. Because I'm listening to this guy lie. Continuously lie. This dude swear up and down he did all this stuff in jail. The people in jail actually called you out for being a liar. Exactly what he is, a liar. A man who says, I don't have to go on other people's platforms to get on. Pops up on Kwame Brown's platform. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my eyes that he would have the gall to even take the link to do that. Just like the cowering, cowardly lion he is. Every time he does this stuff, he's doing it to troll. That people asked him serious questions about Where's your charity foundations? What have you donated to? What have you done? He talked and danced around for 7 whole minutes, promenading, just to come up with nothing in the end. Because that's what he's about. Absolutely nothing. He has nothing. And it's sad because these are the people that they tell us we need to try to strive to be more like, or put these guys as the face of YouTube and all these podcast shows. They put people like this up there that's cancerous to us, to feed us the negativeness. But yet they making a ton of money, him and academics, off of the negativity and stereotypes of blacks. Where is the work? What have you given back to the community that you're stealing from? You've done nothing. You sat up here and lied all night long, talking words, just trying to be seen because you want to be up there with Charleston White, trying to get your views up. You came and hijacked Kwame's whole live stream to make it about you. I can't tell people what to do with their page. I can't. It's not my job to do that. But I didn't take the link, one, because I was out. And I was going to be at the bar. There's going to be too many distractions. And I'm paying attention to her at this time, who I already ignore. Hell of a lot. So when this happened and this came about, I had just finished my live stream. So I was listening to Kwame's live stream while I was on the road. I'm driving out listening to it. So when I was on my way over there and got to her house and everything, and then I hear this voice, and I'm like, I know that ain't who I think it is. And sure enough, it was exactly that. Hassan Campbell was on there, and I'm just like, I don't know if a conversation took place or whatever, but just like I always say, he'll do all this threats and talking and all this, what he gonna do and this and that, playing off the negativity and stereotypes of, promoting violence. And as soon as you meet this guy, he's apologetic. I'm willing to say I was sorry. And what I tell you about that? You could put all them sorries and spell them out in an alphabet soup and eat them. They mean nothing. Now you got to be about all that bullshit you just said yesterday. You got to be about that now. I know you're not. Everybody else know that you're not finna be about that. Because you full of shit. And we all know that. A person like you can't do that. You're going to continuously go down that road of perpetuating violence and speaking on the negativity with no positivity whatsoever. It's always the black woman's fault, right? Since when is everybody done? Do y'all realize y'all come from black women? While y'all keep jumping down black women's throats? And this is what I mean. People, y'all have to look at the entire problem. Don't just say black men is these black guys, they in the hood just shooting people. That's incomplete. How did they get the guns? How can they have state of the art firearms that military people supposed to have? How they can get AK-47 rifles? How can they get all of these guns but can't get a job? Why are there no jobs or nothing in that community? Don't just say, oh, well, they're going to destroy it if we build it. That's the stereotype that we put in. Of course, if you just build a building and put it up there, oh, they're just going to tear it up and take all the computers. So why try to do something? See, they want to have that narrative out there so people don't try to do anything to help people. Not just recreational centers. Recreational centers don't mean play. Recreation could be learning. You can have when children has options to do things, they're less. The chances of them joining a gang and things like that are less likely to happen. If you look at thriving communities, all you got to do is look at what's in a thriving community where there's less crime. You see what's there, options. When you take all those options away from kids that are in poverty stricken areas and you remove all of those options, summer jobs, okay, meeting grounds where these kids could just meet, hang out, all that's gone. You have after school programs gone. All of these things are gone. But here's some guns. Here's some new liquor stores. Here's all the things you could do to get in trouble. Here's some drugs. What do you think is going to happen to that neighborhood? And it's not a black problem because Minnesota has got more white people than I've ever seen in my life. And they are poverty stricken. Okay? Indiana have a bunch of white people in it. Hammond, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, that ain't all black. Them white folks over there. And they on welfare. Minnesota got more people on welfare than anybody you would probably ever believe in life. High Caucasians on welfare in Minnesota. Violence. Why? Because they don't have those resources we talked about. The same thing that's in the black communities over there in Minnesota, violence. Everything. Everything that's missing in those areas where there's high welfare, WIC, and all these unemployment in those areas, there's the same problems that they have in any other ghetto where it's African American. But they don't talk about those because those are Caucasians. But they make it seem like we lead in all things and all problems. Yet, we are like only 13% of the population, but yet we're the cause of all the problems. That's the narrative. You have to look at the major problem. The black woman are against the black man because the black man, one, don't get a fair shot and a fair opportunity. And most of them didn't have anybody around them to teach them how to be men. So they act like immature boys. Now you're seeing guys, it's going, as we go further and further in the years, the deeper the age go for maturity. I mean, people were having kids back in Jesus' day at like what, 15, 14 years old? 13, 14, 15, you was a man. 16, 17, you was a man. You ready to start your family, get out and get a house, chop some wood. They they didn't wait. When you had your period, that was the start of okay, your body is going into womanhood, so you're getting prepared to have babies and children. That's what that meant. Like, okay, it's a go. She's having her menstrual cycle. She's going through her stages of becoming a woman. So that means she is ready and right to go. That's what it used to mean back then. But they were thinking marriage, family, build your own family, and that's what they were thinking. They wasn't like, hey, we just finna go out on a spree. And that's what all these people thinking now. They not thinking family, they thinking more individual. And that's the programming that has happened to you guys. They have programmed you to think for self. Tammy, self. Hassan, claim he's thinking about everybody else or for the conditioning. No, himself and his family. That's it. Right? His wife, his kids, that's it. but he has no compassion for anybody else that is basically looks like him. That's a problem. I care about my family too. That's, first priority is your family, but to not have any empathy, care about the actual people that look like you in everyday walk of life, that's a tragedy. To not want to help that situation get better. And people keep thinking like we don't need no votes gonna get it done. Believe me, to win, you have to get it the way they got it. You keep trying to change the book and trying to say, no, we just gonna do our thing. This is how. That's not gonna get it done because they could always go in there and vote stuff out and shut things down. Who all remember the candy store that used to be on the block? You used to go to the candy store house. Remember that? You go to the house, they had all the candy there. You could buy it for a nickel, dime. Nobody was trying to make no multi-million-dollar business. They just selling candy. But what happened to that? People came by and be like, "Is this the candy house? Are y'all selling candy?" And they'll shut it down. Just like they make a call to shut down a little kid selling lemonade outside the house for 10 cents. Who would think to do something like that? You can't do that in this community. You can't be selling like lemonade and stuff like that to people. Why not? It's a community. People are trying to bond and get out there, and you're getting your children introduced to commerce and business early. But they tell you and they want to shut that down. So laws and regulations can always come through and hinder whatever you got, and they always gonna have a boot on your neck until you try to take the position away. But you have to do it in a group, have to do it organized, because they can't step on you if you're a group. Because a pebble can take down a giant. You put a pebble in somebody's shoe. I don't care how tall. You could be the biggest, strongest man in the world. You step on that pebble, you're going to have to stop and deal with that pebble. So a pebble could stop a giant. That's all in your mind state. But when you don't have these tools that was taught to you, because a lot of us did not grow up the same way. I thank God I had my grandparents alive. I had all my uncles, my aunties, and they were about family and foundation. So I had these tools, but I would be just like these other kids right now in the hood, selling dope, getting in trouble, toting guns, shooting at the cop. I would be just like them if I did not have that structure at home. See, that's the problem other people have. They cannot sit there and identify with the fact that, no, that wouldn't be me. No, that could be you. That could be you. Don't ever say that couldn't be you. See, the fact that you can't identify with that is the reason that you can't help out with the problem. Because you don't see the problem at its core. You see the problem at, oh, can't be me. Like, I'm above that. Yeah, you had the right people behind you to help make you who you are today. You made it look like they all had decisions. I've actually been there and seen these guys firsthand. There's there's kids who don't know how to read and write. They had a gun before a book. They never went to school past second grade. Was snatched out of school out of second grade. They know how to roll up weed. They know rap lyrics. They can't write or they can't read. It is as bad as they can't even hold a spoon. They don't even know how to hold a spoon and fork. They hold it like a shovel when they're eating food. It is, these kids that I'm talking about, 23 years of age, 18 years old, 17 years old. 25. But they will take your life in a heartbeat. If they felt like you were disrespecting them, they wouldn't even hesitate. How did we get like this? And the only reason they would respect me is because I didn't come in like I was better than them. I didn't come in like I got everything figured out and you guys are beneath me. Because if I'd have came in there like that, I probably would have got smoked as soon as I left there. As soon as I got in my car. And I'm like, look, I'm not here to make fun of you or shame you. I know it ain't your fault you the way you are. I would be you if I didn't have that. If I grew up where you probably grew up from, I would be you. I'm trying to prevent everybody else from being like this. Not to shame y'all, but we gotta change this. Cause I know you don't want your kids out there like that. So I gotta go. My phone is ringing. Don't forget, the name is Casino for Life. Support the page at all time. Um, I'm about to call him back, but I might probably have time today. But I'm gonna call him back. That was Iz. So definitely follow the page. My Cash App is Carcino. If you want to support it, Karceno. Now you know. Don't forget to follow at Kwame Brown Bus Life. Bus Life, real sports and news. Welcome to HD TV with the two eyes. Seattle, Jose Rodriguez's channel, Ticket TV. Oh my goodness, the Star Report. Who else is getting it done out there? Man, there's so many people getting it done. I'm sorry if I can't remember everybody, but all the real ones, man, that's out there, man. Just be blessed. And thanks to anybody who hit the super chat up while this was going. God bless you all, and I'm out.